this is about operators and operands. Okay. Let's see what these two are. These two means here we have operators, that is something, and operand, that is another thing. So we have to discuss about two things. An operator, you know about operators. We have a set of operators. You have already used these, right? These are the symbols, right? So you have used addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division, and so on. Okay, when you are doing mathematics, and even when you were doing yesterday's calculations, you have used these. So these symbols that are used to do any operation, any arithmetic or logic or assignment or any operation, we use operators, and these operators have a specific symbol. So therefore, remember, for an operator, you see a specific symbol. And what is an operand then, right? So if these are operators, these should be used along with something, right? For an example, if you have the symbol only, then no meaning. But if you have something like this, you know you have to add number 1 and number 2. And therefore, at that time, you have a meaning, right? So these two things are necessary to give that meaning to this operator, right? We know that plus means addition, but if we just use the symbol, we don't know what we are going to do with that. But when we give this kind of operands, then it is really clear that we are going to add these two operands together. So operand means a variable or a value involved in an operation. To do an operation, we should have certain things. It could be a value. In this case, I have used values, or else you may use variables. Now you know what are variables. So you do not have to directly use values all the time. Instead, you can use variables. So in this case, x is a variable. Assume that this is int x, right? Y is again a variable. Assume that this is int y. Then we can add these two together. And in that case, these two variables, x and y, becomes operands. Right? So that is the difference between operators and operands. Operators are the symbols. Operands are the values or variables that are involved within an operation. And we have different types of operators. Like this, you see the topics, I think, unary operators, binary operators, assignment operators, and so on, right? So we are going to discuss about these things now. We have this set of operators by using only one operand, right? At the previous slide, I told you 1 plus 2. Here we have two operands. And when we consider x plus y, here also we have two operands. But there are situations that we may use only one operator. For an example, if we say, assume that this is a variable. And if I say x plus plus, then that means we are going to increase the value of x, right? But in this case, I have used operators with only one operand, right? So for these kind of operators, we call unary operators, and we have negative operators, increment, decrement, and also address of operators. We are going to learn about these things later. Therefore, I'm not going to describe each and every these operators now, right? And the other one, binary operators, as the name states, you know, binary means we have two values, right? So if it is a binary operator, binary operators are used with two other operands, right? For an example, here you have the example A equals 2 plus B. So here we have binary operator, and you see 2 is the value and B is a variable. This side we have a value and this side we have a variable. This is a variable and this is a value. And here in the middle you have the binary operator. Okay. And assignment operator, in this case also you see that assignment operators, we specially define this as assignment because we are going to assign a value, right? So that's why we talk about that as an assignment. Whatever the values you have within this right hand side will be added to or will be replaced to this A. For an example, when you say B equal 5, in your computer's memory, there should be a place for that, right? So this assume that this is the place to store the value of variable B. And assume that here you see A, and for that also you will need a place within your computer. And in this case, when I say B equal 5, what will happen is 5 will be stored within that location. And when I say A equal 2 plus B, then value of B will be taken into this place and it will be added to 2 and then stored in A, right? So 2 plus B means 7 altogether. And assume that you have another line, B equal 10, right? If I have another line like this, then what will happen is, this is the place of B. This value will be replaced with number 10, right? Okay, so that's what happens when we use assignment operators. So always remember, whatever the value or whatever the variable you have in this right hand side will assign to the left hand side, right? So that is what I explained here with help of this diagram. And here also you see number of assignments, A equal, B equal, C equal 5. In this case also, let me draw your memory, right? Here I have 3 different variables, one for A, one for B, and one for C, right? So this memory location will refer as A, and this will refer as B, and this will refer as C. Therefore, A, B, C, all are equal, whatever the value you have. So we usually start with the right hand side. So C is assigned with 5 and the value of C is assigned to B and value of B is assigned to A, right? 5 is there, right? I told you that whatever the value we have in the right hand side will be assigned to left hand side. So if I start from this side, 5 goes here and C become 5, then value of C goes here. If value of C is 5, B will also become 5, and then value of B will go here. That means if B is 5, then A will also become 5, right? Okay, before continuing, please tell me whether I'm really fast or not. Mama, වේගෙ වැඩිද?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good. If I'm really fast, tell me, okay? I'm trying to slow down because I know that when I speak, I'm a little bit faster. Therefore, I'm always trying to slow down. When I'm trying to, maybe I may be really slow. Therefore, let me know. Okay. Algebraic and arithmetic operators. I think you have used these, right? For the assignment, you might have all these stuff. Multiplication, you know what to do with multiplication. Division, addition, you can add values, you can multiply values, divide values, and add values, and you can subtract values. And modulo, we have discussed this one last week, as I remember. Remainder, or we simply refer as modulo, and post increment and pre-increment. Right? This is a really important thing. Sometimes we may use this as this, right? Here you have two options, right? So pre means before, post means after. Assume that this is a variable x. So when you have these operators at the beginning, so that means before the variable, right? So in that case, we call it is pre-increment. And if we use that after x, in that case, we say it is post, right? So what usually will happen when we have this is, assume that you have x. I'll do this with a program, right? I'll stop sharing this and do this with the program. Then I think it will be really clear to you. Sorry, I forgot to share the screen. Okay. I think you all can see this in this screen, code blocks. Namotam pena code block screen.
Yes, madam.
Okay, good. So now I'm going to show you what really happens when we use that pre and post operators, right? Right. Okay. So I have to start the program as usual. Hash include IO stream. I think you are clear with why I'm using IO stream without H. So I'm talking about C++, not related to C, right? So therefore I'm using hash include IO stream because my compiler recognizes all these things as C++ files. And I would like to use using namespace std and start the program. I'm writing the main program in main.
Excuse me, ma'am, you are using include double L.
Okay, I'll correct those. Huh? Thank you. And within here, I'm going to add whatever the code I want to show you. Let me create index. Okay, I'll create like this. So now I have variable index. And I'm going to assign a value at the same time, right? It's okay if you add like assign a value like this, or else you can do that within the same line. Both are same. එකම line එකේම value එක add කරන්න පුළුවන්. කැමති නම් ඊළඟ line එකේ add කරන්න පුළුවන්. මෙතෙන්දී declare කරලා initialize කරලා දෙකම එකම line එකේ කරනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් line දෙකක එහෙම නැත්නම් statement දෙකක් විදිහට කරා කියලා ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. හරි. ඉතින් ටිකට යන්න කලින් බලන්න මේ ස්ට්‍රක්චර් එක හරියද කියලා. ගැටලුවක් නැහැ, රන් වෙනවා. errors මොනක් වෙන්නන්නේ නැහැ. ඊළඟට අපි try කරලා බලමු post increment and pre increment. Right? Before that, I'm going to show you what will print from this cout let's say X is, so this will print as it is, and again I am going to have character stream out, and I like to mention end L before that timing print X. Okay, this is what happens in main program. I think line number 5 is very clear to you. You have done this. Line number 6, see out. I'm going to print set of things to the console. The first character stream I'm going to send to the console is this. This is the first character stream I'm going to send this direction. After sending X is and blank, then I'm going to send X. So X is a variable. So we will have to find what we have within X variable. So up there in line number 5, we have number 10. So number 10 should be printed, right? Let's see whether it will print. And after that, I am sending end line, that means new line, to the console again, right? So first of all, it should print X is blank and then 10 and new line. Let's see whether it prints that. Okay, X is 10. That is there. Okay, that is there. Okay. Now let's do these things. X plus plus. Right? See what will happen. Before that, I'll use this X equal, then I think it will be easy for me to explain. X plus plus. Right? You know, we can add or we can change value of variable. ඔගොල්ලෝ දන්නවා variable එකක value එක අපිට මොන තරම් වෙනස් කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. අපි වෙනස් කරනකොට කරන්නේ කෙලින්ම වෙන වගයක් දාන එක. දැන් මම line number 7 එකේදී දාලා තියෙනවා. දැන් වෙනදට නම් අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කරන්නේ මෙතන ඔන්න අලුත් value එකක් දැම්මා 20. මම ඒකත් ඔන්නම් දාලා පෙන්නන්න print කරලා. ඊට පස්සේ ආපහු මම මෙතන use කරනවා cout එක. ඒකෙන් ඔයගලන්ට print කරලා පෙන්නයි x වල value එක. මම මෙතන ලියන්න new x is කියලා. මොකද පැහැදිලිව අඳුර ගන්න පුළුවන් නිසා, right? So I have modified the program. Now I have assigned another value. First value of x was 10 and line number 7 I am assigning 20 and it should print 20 here, right? So when I run the program, I think you can clearly see this. X is 10 and new x is 20. So that will be printed on the screen because of the program I have written here. Okay. And now I'm going to use, instead of 20, I would like to use x plus plus. Okay. And what will happen then is, you cannot see the console, right? Okay. Then give me a few minutes. I'll change back, right? So this is what I did earlier. Okay. And this is what you see on the console, right? X is 10 because it was 10 at the beginning and line number 7 changes it to 20 and it will print 20 there. Okay. Now I'm going to use x plus plus. And you know plus plus means we are going to increase the value, right? So you might think that this should increase the value. Okay, can you all guess what answer it will print? ඔයගලන්ට කියන්න පුළුවන්ද මොන answer එකක් මෙතන print වෙයිද කියලා? ඉස්සෙල්ලාම 10 තියෙන්නේ. ඊට 10 පෙන්නන්න කියලා කියනවා. ඊට පස්සේ x සමානයි මෙතන x plus 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 plus. Okay. Any other answers? 11. Okay. 11. Yes.
11.
Let's see, right? Okay. Now it's 10. ඔයගලන්ට පේනවා නේද? දැන් තියෙන්නේ 11 නෙවෙයි 10. හරි. හේතුව මම කියන්න කලින් මම තව වෙනස්කමක් කරලා පෙන්නන්න. දැන් මේ x plus plus ඊට පස්සේ දානවා plus plus x. Now I'm going to use plus plus x and run the program. Now it's 11. Right? So this is the reason we say this is pre-increment and the previous one I used is post-increment. Right? ඒකයි අපි operations plus plus උනාට operate එක pre-increment කියලායි post-increment කියලායි දෙකක් විදිහට කියන්නේ. pre කියලා කිව්වම ඉස්සෙල්ලා increment එක කරලා ඉන්නවා. post-increment කියලා කිව්වම ඉස්සෙල්ලා increment එක කරන්නේ නැහැ. පස්සේ තමයි increment එක කරන්නේ. මේක ගොඩක් වෙලාවට වෙන්නේ මේ assignment operator එකත් එක්ක. This usually happens with the assignment operator. Right? Because I'll show you when I use this, the answer will be different than what you saw just now, right? Assignment operator එකත් එක්ක තමයි වෙන්නේ. අපිට කියන්නේ මොකද line number 7 එකේ x වලට දාන්නලු plus plus කරලා x වල අගය. Right? So what is the meaning of this is we have to put something to x. What we are going to put is we are going to increase the value of x and add it to or replace it to the x variable. x වලට මේ සම්පූර්ණ මේ දකුණු අත පැත්තේ තියෙන සම්පූර්ණ එක මේ පැත්තට add කරන්න ඕනේ. කරන්න පිළිවෙල කොහොමද? ඉස්සෙල්ලා එකක් වැඩි කරන්න වැඩි කරලා මේ පැත්තට දාන්න කියන එකයි අදහස. හැබැයි අපි මෙහෙම කරාම x plus plus කියලා කිව්වම එයා ඉස්සෙල්ලා කරන්නේ මොකද්ද? x වල අගය දානවා x වලට. ඊට පස්සේ තමයි එකතු වැඩි කරන්නේ එකක් එකතු කරන්නේ වෙන මෙතන තියෙන කියන වැලියු එක එකක් එකතු කරන්නේ ඉන්නේ ඒ වෙලාවට. So මේක වෙන්නේ assignment operator එකේදී විතරයි. බලන්න ඕන දැන් මෙහෙම print කරාම අපිට ආ උත්තරය කීයද 10යි ආවේ. හරි? හැබැයි assignment operator එක නැති වෙලාවට බලන්න. හරි? Without assignment operator, let's see what will happen. Then we get 11. Right? The assignment operator එක නැත්තම් දැන් මතන මේ මෙතන x සමානයි x plus plus කියලා එකක් ලියුවේ නැහැ. කෙලින්ම ලියලා තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට මේකදී කරන්නේ අපි int x වල තියෙන එක කෙලින්ම එකකින් වැඩි කරනවා. right? The assignment operator එකත් එක්ක පාවිච්චි කරනකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝ මතක තියාගන්න plus plus එක පස්සේ තිබ්බත් ඉස්සෙල්ලා assign කරලා තමයි value එක increment කරන්නේ. assignment operator එක නැතුව ලිව්වොත් ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. කෙලින්ම එතකොට මේ location එකමයි refer වෙන්නේ. location එකේ value එක එතන 11 වෙනවා එකක් වැඩි වෙන නිසා. Right? So that's the difference between using pre and post one. So here for this also we can try this one minus minus, and when we try minus minus also we will be able to see that it decreases. Right? ඊළඟට හිමම තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ බලන්න x equals x minus minus කිව්වොත් ඉස්සෙල්ලා එහෙනම් මේ අගය මෙතනට ස්ටෝර් කරලා පස්සේ තමයි මේ decrease එක වෙන්නේ. ඒක නිසා ඔයගලන්ට එන උත්තරේ පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස් වෙයි කලින් ආපු උත්තරේට වඩා. නේ? 10යි එතෙන්දී ආව මොකද ඉස්සෙල්ලා 10 එක මේ පැත්තට assign කරලා තමයි මේ මෙන්න මේ කියන operator එක දිහා බලන්නේ. හරි. ඒක නිසා ඔයගොල්ලෝ operators increment, post increment, pre increment පාවිච්චි කරනකොට පොඩ්ඩක් කල්පනාවෙන් පාවිච්චි කරන්න. මොකද පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන උත්තරේට වඩා වෙනස් උත්තරයක් ඔයාලට හිතලා තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So that is the way how we see post and pre-increment. Let me close this. I'm moving back to the presentation. Okay, we were here. Post and pre-increment. So as I told you, pre means when you use this before, and post increment means when you use that after a variable, right? So see the difference when you are using that with equation mark or assignment operator, the answer will be a little bit confusing, right? So be careful. And the other one, compound of assignment. Compound, compound means we are going to consider two things together. Okay. And here we have plus and equal, minus equal, and divide and assign, multiply, and modular and assign, right? So, if you want to do something like this, you can say x equal x plus 1. So, whatever the value you have within variable x will be increased by 1, right? Let's say increased by 10 because we have used plus to do that now, right? අපි plus එක පාවිච්චි කරලා එකකින් වැඩි කරන්න පුළුවන් නිසා ඔන්න මම වෙනස් කරා x සමාන x ධන 5. හිතන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ඔයගලන්ට variable එකක් තියෙනවා x වලාගේ 310යි කියලා. හරි. ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාට මේ x වලාගේ වෙනස් කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන value එකක් දාන්න. හැබැයි මට මේකටම තව පහක් එකතු කරන්න ඕන නම් අපි කරන්නේ x සමානයි x ධන 5 කියලා ලියනවා. If you want to add or divide or multiply the same thing, then we use something like that, right? So or else you can say x equal x minus 5, right? Or else you can say x equal x multiply by 5, right? So this will be used for all these and along with these operators. In this case, it will be 15. And in this case, it will be 10 minus 5, 5, right? So here it will be 50, 10 into 5, 50 like that we can do. Instead, for equal and plus, we can use compound operation. We can combine these two together. These two means this equation and plus, and we can say x plus equal 5. That means you have to use same like this. You have to assign x plus 5 to x. That is same. And also you can say by combining these two, equal and minus, you can say x minus equal 5. Like that you can say x divide, here I have used multiply, therefore I'll use the same, multiply equal 5. ඔයගොල්ලන් මේ විදිහට පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් මෙහෙම දෙගාරල ලියන operations එකට එකතු කරලා තනි operator එකක් විදිහට තියෙනවා. මේවට අපි compound assignment operators කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. කැටියෙන් කියනවනම් x plus equal 5 කියන එකේ අදහස x සමානයි x ධන 5 කියන එකයි අදහස. ඊළඟට x minus equal 5 කියන එකේ අදහස x සමානයි x minus 5 කියන එක. හරි? ඒ විදිහට මේ අනිත් තියෙන operators උත් වැඩ කරන්නේ ඒ විදිහට. හරි? අපිට හිතන්න y mod equal 5 කියලා කියන්නේ. ඒතර ඒකෙන් අදහස් කරන්නේ y සමානයි y module 5, right? So that is the meaning. And here also we have set of operators, and these are called relational operators. You know about conditions, right? When you were drawing flowchart, you used conditions to check whether that condition is satisfied or not, right? Make a yes the no the කියලා compare කරේ. ඒතට ඒ වෙලාවට මෙතනට එන දේවල් තමයි අපි conditions විදියට ගන්නෙ. ඒතට condition එකක් check කරන්න පුළුවන් operator set එකක් තමයි මේ කියන්නේ equals. So when you have two equal signs together, we say it is equals. You can check whether x equals y, right? So the difference between x equal y means if you say like this, then value of y will be assigned to this x variable. But if instead if we use x equals equals, right? X equal means x equals, okay? X equals y, that means we are going to check whether these two are equal. මේ දෙක සමානයිද කියලා තමයි මෙතන අහන්නේ. මෙහෙම තනි assignment එකක් තමයි assign කරනවා. y පැත්තේ තියෙන අගේ y වල තියෙන අගේ x ට දානවා. හරි? y වල තියෙන අගේ x පැත්තට දානවා. y 5යි නම් x 5ක් වෙනවා. y 10යි නම් x 10ක් වෙනවා. හරි? හැබැයි මේකෙදි වෙන්නේ අපි බලනවා x වල අගයයි y වල අගයයි සමානයිද? ඒතර ඔයගලන්ට එන්නේ මෙතනින් උත්තරේ yes උත්තරයක්ද yes නම් yes no නම් no. හරි? ඊට මේකත් එහෙමයි. ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ ටික නම් දන්නවා අනිත් ඒවා ඔක්කොම not equals. We are going to check whether two variables are not equal. ඒ දෙන්න අසමානයිද? පළවෙනි එකේ බලන්නේ සමානද? දෙවෙනි එකේ බලන්නේ අසමානද? විශාලද? කුඩාද? විශාල හෝ සමානයිද? කුඩා හෝ සමානයිද කියන එකයි බලන්නේ. මම හිතන්නේ මේ operations ටික නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැනටමත් පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙනවා සාමාන්‍ය equations වලදී. right? And the logical operators, these are also I think you have learned during school time. ඉස්කෝලේ කාලේ ඉගෙනගෙන ඇති කියලා හිතනවා. Or and not. Logic gates එහෙම ඉගෙන ගන්න ඇතිනේ. You might have learned about logic gates, or gates, and gates, NAND gates, right? So here also you can use these, and when you use these also you will have a Boolean result. That means true or false value will be there. Or means this one or this one. I think you have tried with the truth tables, and I'm not going to draw the truth table and show. Or means whether, so if you say x or y, we are going to check whether this one or this one is true, right? This one, or if this one is true, then it will result true. If y is true, that will result true. If both true, like that, right? So like that, that is how logical operators happen. And එක කියන එකෙත් and operation එකෙත් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේවා කරලා තියෙන නිසා මම වැඩිපුර කියන්න යන්නේ නැහැ. ඉස්කෝලේ කාලේ ඉගෙනගෙන ඇති. හරි? x එක පාවිච්චි කරලා and y කියලා කිව්වම දෙකම සමානයි නම් මේක පැත්තක් true නම් මේක පැත්තක් true නම් තමයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ට true value එකක් එන්නේ. මම හිතන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ truth tables ඇඳලා ඇති result එකට මම truth tables අඳින්න යන්නේ. මම නිකන් roughly කියන්න. මෙතන තමයි answer එක දාන්නේ නේද? ඒතර 0 0 වෙන වෙලාවට මොකද්ද 0 1 1 0 1 1 like that. So you can feel that. එතකොට and එක ගත්තොත් එහෙම 0 and 0 0 මෙතන 0 and 1 නම් 0 0 1 and 1 both true නම් true. ඒ වගේ මේ හැම එකටම ඔයගලන්ට truth tables අඳින්න පුළුවන්. ඒතර not එක කියන්නේ මේකම not. x සමානයි 0 නම් يعني true නෙවෙයි නම් false නම් not x කියලා කිව්වම ඒකේ අගය වෙන්නේ 1. ඒකම not එක. ඒතර සාමාන්‍ය logical operators තමයි මෙතන programs වල පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. right? Okay, and operator precedence, I think I have explained this before, so I'm not going to explain it again. You know that there is a specific order that we can do operations. You know that BODMAS pattern, bracket, off, right, multiplication, division, and so on. And then you can give this addition and subtraction operators. And the size of and casting operators. We will do these two within next week.